Hurrah! Let's watch some Batman fan.
Trailer of the next movie that I did my own movie. I did things like Looking for Richard. I'm sure some of you saw that. Yeah, I recommend.
What is up, everybody? This is Batman Fan. This is episode 88, and I think I'm just going to try to push this all into one video, so I'm just going to get rocking and rolling. I've got figures, statues, and just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I've also got a key prototype comic book that I got in, and I'll talk about one of my old ones and then just sort of go from there. Okay, so new pickup hauls, action figures, and the like. Okay, so let's first start off. Hastings, as most of you know, they're going out of business, so I was able to pick up this brand new Kotobukiya Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice figure. This is a connecting figure. So I bought the Batman that you can see here. Whee, very bright. So you can see the Batman there, and there's not a whole lot of ways that he poses, but you can see right there the Batman, Superman. That's one of the ways. I plan on actually going in depth with this once I get the man cave / house completed, but I've got the Superman and the Batman now brand new. So let me move these out of the way and I'll go right on to the next figure. Oh, and this might give you a little bit better idea of what they'll look like whenever they're put together. Just a really cool pose. They're both swinging. They're both battling right here. So I'll have a better, like I said, idea of what these will look like in a couple months. I just don't want to take them out of their boxes yet. Those figures were $70 a piece, and then I got 40% off of that. So really good deal. I just picked this up as well. This is a grapple gun. This is one of those, you buy all the figures in the set, if you will, and you can piece together, an item. Usually it's a figure. I seen Ghostbusters is doing like the symbol for them for those action figures, and for the Batman stuff they were making this actual. I mean, look at this. This is actually a full-size grapple gun. You could, if you wanted to, file this off right down here. This is just being held on by a little bit of plastic right here, and you could make this be part of your cosplay if you wanted to. So pretty cool deal. I really like this. It's a very clean, crisp look, and I might get a little crafty with and redo this base right here. That's one of the things that I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of. So I might end up taping all this off right here and coming back in here and spray painting this and give it a nice look to it. So I'll be right back and show you some more figures, man. Oh, before I move on to the comics, this is one of the figures that would have come with a part of this in the part of the grapnel gun in the package. This is the Greg Capullo's version of the Year One Batman. So I just still had him out and available to look at, so that's why I brought it back. Okay, this is the new Marvel Legends series, and this is Wolverine. This is one of the harder figures to find. Um, I, my first toy of Wolverine, he was dressed in this uniform. It was from that original Toy Biz line, to where he had the little mechanism in the forearm that you could flip, and then it was spring loaded, and the claws would pop out. I believe that's how that one worked. If I take that back, I think I actually had the Wolverine's Secret Wars toy in the 80s, and he had the clip on that went around his wrist. So, but this is one of the first costumes that I've seen on Wolverine. This is not one of my favorite costumes, but this is one of those iconic costumes. I don't know if I already said this or not, but this is one of the harder to find figures in that Legend series line. And by far the hardest one to find is the Deadpool figure. I believe I'll only have one more figure, and I showed this the other day whenever I showed y'all my Tales of Suspense 39. And this is another Kotobukiya figure, and these like click together, if you will, and make a statue. So it's pretty cool. I like the box art here. There's the original Tales of Suspense 39. That is at the graders right now. It's getting graded. So I'm excited to see how all that unfolds. So let's get to the comic book, shall we?
Mr. Sims, you are a cover-up artist and you are a liar.
But not a snitch.
Excuse me?
No, I don't think I will.
Mr. Slade.
This is such a crock of...
This is such a crocker. I forgot to comment on this earlier, but besides just making the intro, I got to see Al Pacino a little while back, and he was awesome. If you ever get the chance to go see him, he's just going to talk about his career, his life, his family, sort of what he's went through to get to where he's gotten to. It was just it was a great experience, and I'm glad I got to do it. But let's move on to the comic books. I've discussed this book in the past. This is Tales to Astonish, number 21. And for those of you that do not know what this book is, this is the prototype book, prototype Hulk. So they used a figure. They even called him the Hulk in here. Go back and check one of my older videos to see I talk in detail about this. But this is a prototype book to where they tested these characters out before they actually brought them to the big books, if you will. So let's talk about Tales of Suspense number 16. And those of y'all who watch me on a normal basis, you know that I recently acquired Tales of Suspense 39. So it was it just had to happen that I went and picked up Tales of Suspense 16, which for those of you that do not know, Metallo is the prototype for Iron Man. So let me tell you a little bit about Metallo. Mike Fallon was an escaped convict that changed his alias to George Brown, and he volunteered to test a new radiation suit created by the government to hide from the police. Okay, Fallon was presented a massive armored suit built to protect him from radiation, atomic heat, and nuclear shock waves. Fallon quickly learned the controls and underwent his first test that took place in the ocean. The suit protected him from the explosion and radioactive tidal wave. Fallon survived a second test, which took place in the sky. Fallon was hoisted in the air by a helicopter and struck by a rocket with an atomic warhead. Fallon survived the test and felt invincible in the suit. Fallon refused to leave the armored suit and told the government that he was going to use the suit to commit crimes. Fallon called himself Metallo and broke into the First National Bank. The police could not stop Metallo, and this criminal had his sights on Alcatraz. Fallon headed to Alcatraz, where he planned to free the prisoners to create his own personal army. When Fallon reached the prison, he started to feel ill and experienced unbearable pain. Metallo broke into the prison infirmary and threatened the doctors and nurses if they would not help him. The doctors told him that he had a malignant disease based on his symptoms, and his only treatment was radiation. Fallon decided to stay in the armored suit because he would go back to prison if he seeks treatment, and headed to a mountain on the California coast. Fallon remained there debating whether to seek treatment and face prison, or stay in the suit and let the disease finish him eventually. So, Metallo was created by Jack Kirby and Don Heck in 1961, and he first appeared in Tales of Suspense 16. You will also know that from watching my Tales of Suspense 39 grab that I got in my last video, that Jack Kirby and Don Heck also created Iron Man. So Jack Kirby designed him, and Don Heck come up with a lot of the other ideas for him and stuff like that. I give a whole description in the intro on how Iron Man is created. So, powers and abilities. Fallon wore a powerful armored suit of lead that protected him from radiation, atomic blast, and nuclear shock waves. The suit was large enough for one man to control from the inside, and it provided him with enough oxygen for weeks. The suit was watertight, and it also provided the user superhuman strength, durability, and resistance to injury. Right here, let me slide in some actual frames of the book, okay? So, just a really cool book to add to my collection. I'm happy. I've been looking for this book for quite a while because I really didn't think Tales of Suspense 39 was going to be attainable for me. There's no doubt in my mind that this was the trial run for Iron Man. And there's probably more details that I haven't went into about Metallo that really draw those two characters closer together. But you can see a lot of it, I mean, in the way that this suit is done and the original Iron Man. I'll throw a picture in here of my Tales of Suspense I just got. But you can tell some of the similarities in the costume right here, the suit, and then they both needed those suits to live. So there are some similarities. Obviously, Tony Stark was not a criminal, but there are a lot of similarities. So, as always, thank y'all so much for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking my videos. I really, like I said, try to bring you quality content every time I come to you and keep it varied with what I bring. So I'm really hoping to get my World's Finest #3 back in, hopefully in time for the next video. And then that Tales of Suspense 39, maybe in a couple weeks I'll have that back in and graded, and we'll just go from there. So thank y'all very much for watching, and have a good one.